This week is distinctly split into halves. At the beginning of the week, we are leading to a new moon on Wednesday. We are going to be in the balsamic phase of the moon, the dark phase of the moon, where it's a time for introspection, for rest. It's really important that you hydrate, that you nourish, that you not overextend. Then Wednesday, we have a new moon, and in Western astrology and sidereal astrology, it is in the sign of Leo. I really like this new moon. It is linked with the outer planets in really harmonious ways. I think there's one thing I want to talk about this week to give you guys a little bit of heads up and a warning on how to use some of the difficult energy. This is the Weekly Woo, everyone. If you're watching here on Instagram, we also have a subscribers section that has 3 weekly posts, and I post a lot of pictures and outtakes. So join us over there. Also, after this video, I am going to be sharing an in-depth view of what I'm speaking about on patreon.com/thegoodwoo. Head over there if you want more on the topics that I'm about to talk about. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that notification bell, subscribe, and if you leave comments, you guys, this allows the algorithm to basically give this video to more people. So that's what we want. These are messages that everybody deserves to have. So help me out and do that. Okay, let's get into it. When we're leading up to a new moon, especially now that Mercury is retrograde, it's the lowest part of our cycle energetically, astrologically. There are a lot of things supporting us in this time. Because so many planets are in retrograde motion from our perspective on Earth, this particular dark moon phase, we can really have some incredible insights about things from our past that we can use, things, maybe projects, ideas, maybe there's situations in our relationships that need to be sorted out or fixed. This dark moon really brings to clarity what those are going to be. This is so helpful, right? These rhythms help us so much because Wednesday, the new moon, will allow us to actually take action on these changes. Now, new moons are always a time of new beginnings. It's where we plant new seeds, where we can initiate. And yet we have all these planets in retrograde motion. So what that means is what you're going to be initiating are ideas, projects, situations from the past. It's about a reevaluation, a redo. It's a great time to thrift shop, and it's also a great time to get rid of things that you associate with past memories that may be holding you back from claiming this new identity. If you've been watching these videos, you know I'm talking about there is a cleansing process happening on a deep level as far as the roles that we've played, that we've adopted, that we've assimilated through societal patterning, familial patterning, that we're waking up to as time is speeding up, literally, oh my God, this doesn't work anymore. This is holding me back. It's a time now that these retrogrades are in motion and we have this new moon, it's a time to actually really start acting on these sparks of not necessarily even new identity. It's like the truth of who we are as we discard these old energetic clothes, so to speak. Who we truly are is becoming brighter, more coherent, louder. We're able to more easily articulate from that truthful center. This week, the Sun and Mercury conjunct each other. This really amplifies this effect where our identity and our ego and our this sense of who am I really? What do I really want? We start getting more and more comfortable with acting from that place. This is such a benefit and a healing balm because we're still in this energy of Mars, the planet of agitation, aggressiveness, fighting, conflict, war, action, ambition, energy, conjuncting the South Node, which is our past, our karmic past. All that work that we're doing to release ourselves from past conditioning, all of that leads to working through this Mars South Node conjunction and really burning through that past reputation, those past energetic clingings. You know, I'm seeing in friends and family and clients, and relationships are really, really shifting right now. People are so rapidly outgrowing the needs that got them into certain relationships. People aren't needing the same things anymore. And this is causing such a clash in, analyzing what is marriage, what is friendship, what is partnership. This is also reflected in the current cosmic weather, because the asteroid Juno is in the sign of Scorpio, and it is squaring this new moon, and it is squaring the sun right now. This is where, all of these sort of needs we've had in relationships. I need this person to do this for me to feel XYZ. The micro obsessions we have of like, this is how it needs to be for me to be able to X, Y, and Z. That's just going to fall away. It's really going to be harder and harder to manipulate people into giving you what you want if you are not self-sovereign in taking care of your own emotional needs. Juno and Scorpio squaring the moon and the sun and this new moon frees you, gives you an opportunity to look at relationships in a self-sovereign way. I told my patrons, some stories in the Q&A that they had last week. The less you need, the happier you're going to be. The less you need people to act a certain way, the more healthy and satisfying your relations are actually going to be. But what that means is you have to know how to give those things to yourself. You can't look to other people to boost your ego, give you self-worth, pat yourself on the back, hold you while you're grieving. These are things that we're not really taught how to do in our society. And so when you become an adult, it's your responsibility to learn how to do that for yourself so that you're not throwing that on other people in your life, which is unfair and creates codependency, which ultimately ends in rupture. So the more you are in tune with your truth, who you really are, and you're like, Lynn, how do I get there? How do I look into that? How do I find that? This is where the work on inner children comes into play. And my gosh, the skies so support that this week. The sign of Leo is all about the inner child. How did your inner child like to express itself? We are all artists, like I say, and we are all intuitive. These artistic, creative gifts and intuitive gifts, they're all the same energy. And a lot of us during our childhood had access to this part of ourselves. And as we grew up, or our parents, or we're conditioned in school and whatever church, no, don't do that. You're supposed to grow up now. You can't express that way. You can't talk about those things in the, your imaginary friends or, the energy you're experiencing. That has done a lot of harm, because that part of yourself, whether you suppress it or you're expressing it, is always going to be what's truly in control of what's going on in your energy field, what's truly in control of what your frequency is. So this is a week, instead of externalizing this Mars energy that's happening, there's a square to Venus in this. And that's asking you to go back into your creativity, to go back and remember, right? All of the retrogrades. Who were you as a child? What did you like to do to express yourself? How did you connect to the unseen realms? Did you have an imaginary friend? Were you able to see through the veil? Were you able to pick up on what was going on in the adults, the energy of them, the conflict maybe that was going around? So much of us have had to stifle that. And this week asks you, bring it up. That part may be buried. All of the, when I'm talking about the roles and like these false identities, that's what's covering up this beautiful inner child. And when you free it up, you guys, there will be no more, oh my God, I'm so tired, no more caffeine addiction, whatever, because you free up all this life force energy that is trapped and these frozen parts of yourself who were told, no, you have to focus on this and this. You can't doodle, you can't draw, you can't paint, you can't make a mess, clean that up. Stop singing, that's too loud, you're too rambunctious, whatever. All of that wants up and out. And this week really gives us a chance to do that. So when new moons come up, we want to make intentions to help this energy have a direction, right? Our intentions are so important in every aspect of life. I really, truly believe, put an intention behind every single thing you do and watch your life become more fulfilling. For this new moon, I want you guys to think about putting out a seed to work with that inner child energy, to go into a meditative state and see like, well, what age is the most stuck? What age was told to stop? What is that most suppressed vibration I'm holding? And free that little person up. It's a week to buy art supplies. It's a week to put the phone down, or if you're using the phone, take some photographs. If you guys follow me, you'll see me occasionally post pictures of nature. It is a time to find beauty in just the simple magic that is all around us. And you can't do that if you're allowing yourself to be constantly distracted by the technology and by trying to macromanage your relationships. I want to encourage you guys, let people do what people are gonna do. You can't control them. All you can control is yourself, how you feel, and how you respond, not react. Respond. There is a difference to reaction and response. This Mercury retrograde is asking you, find the difference. Don't be pulled into reacting, which is knee-jerk, trigger response. Take the time in your communications this week. There is no urgency. It's false. The urgency that we experience on, being pressed down upon us, it is an illusion. Slow down so that you can hear the inner child. The cosmic weather is supporting that. So I'm going to go deeper into this on patreon.com/thegoodwoo. We're going to find what is our animal ally this week, what is our mineral ally, what is our plant ally. I'm going to talk some more about the configurations going on with this new moon. We're going to talk more about this Mars South Node situation because I'm predicting that the markets are going to be crazy and there's going to be some socio-political drama happening within the next 2 weeks. I've told y'all July's a mess and we're still in it. So it settles down. August, particularly mid-August, but we are still in it and it is still ramping up, and you want to protect yourself. When it's raining, you get an umbrella, and we'll talk more about how to do that, how to protect yourself during this time so that you stay centered in a frequency that's going to be helping you attract opportunities after this new moon that are going to support the life you truly want, that's going to be fulfilling you from every layer of your being. Okay, head over to patreon.com/thegoodwoo. Thank you so much for viewing. This was the Weekly Woo.